Hi, I'm Kaspars, the curator of educational projects at the Riga Stradiņš University Anatomy Museum. Today I have the honor of introducing you to our museum. We opened after reconstruction in the summer of 2021, and at the same time became easily accessible to everyone. Since the opening, the most frequently asked question from the visitors is, are these organs real, are the bones real? Our answer is, everything here at the Anatomy Museum is real. Every organ floating in formalin, every exhibited bone has once belonged to a living person, and each person had their own story. Most often we don't know these stories. The specimens in the museum are anonymous. The collection was created in the 1920s for teaching purposes. Therefore, anatomists were more interested in the physical and medical aspects rather than the personal data. But there is one exhibit we can address by his name. Its owner wanted his body to be displayed at the Anatomy Museum after his death, and his skeleton has been here since 1925. The halls of every university are filled with academical mythology, stories and student tales about professors, buildings, and intriguing incidents. Also, this skeleton has attracted multiple myths. One legend tells that the skeleton belonged to a medical student who had failed an anatomy exam and therefore committed suicide on the grand staircase of the anatomical theater. I guess in a way it was a cautionary tale for the first-year students to prepare for their exams. Another legend mentions a young man who had fallen in love with a medical student. She rejected him and therefore he committed suicide. Older anatomists would tell us that up until the middle of the last century, every year an unknown woman would leave flowers next to the skeleton. If we discard legends and turn back to the historical reality, we know that the skeleton once belonged to a 27-year-old male, Jānis Teodors Lukstiņš, who fought in the World War I and later worked at the police station in Riga. At the age of 27, he committed suicide by a gunshot while traveling in a horse carriage. The reason why he ended his life may be reflected in his suicide note, which states that he had unhappy family life and he was tired of living. Nowadays, this would be probably classified as depression, most likely influenced by mental trauma caused by the horrors of the First World War, resulting in PTSD. The Register of Anatomical Theatre, the so-called cadaver book, tells us that he had asked to mount his skeleton for display at the museum, and his wish was later granted. Lukstiņš's skeleton is the first exhibit that visitors see when they are entering the museum. It reminds us about the importance of human body donations in medicine, medical education and science. As once said by longtime director of the museum Jānis Prīmanis, every bone has once belonged to a living person who, like us, worked, hoped and loved. Respect the dead, they are helping you. Respect the living and they will respect you back. Keeping this thought in mind, today the Anatomy Museum inspires and encourages people to study, explore and discover the human body in all of its diversity. Our work is based on the belief that our main exhibit, the historical anatomical collection, is an important part of academic, medical, scientific and cultural heritage that can be properly valued only through research and display.